Hello everyone, welcome to yet another tutorial. This is the last part of the evil character animation. So we are creating an animation like this in Maya and Mixamo. So we have already modeled the character. Now we are going to look at how to create the animation. And I'll put the link below to the other parts of the tutorials where I showed how to model the character. And then you can come back and work on how to create the animation. Alright, so this is where we stopped last class. What I have done here is I have created these markers. These markers are going to help us put joints in Mixamo. So all I did was create a box, and in channel box made it really small, like 0.02. Okay, and then I placed it. If I go in the side view, wireframe view, just place this marker on either left or right knee, okay, where you want that knee joint to be at, okay, and then just make sure that it is in the front. Okay, so that's how I created this one. Okay, so it's at the knee, and then one is at the elbow. Okay, we want it in the front, so in the front view they are visible, and one at the wrist, so you find the middle of the wrist and place it there. So once that is done, you can select the whole thing and go to file, export, selection, and I'm saving it as evil export. Okay, export it, and then we'll go to Mixamo. Okay, and then you can sign in using Facebook or create an account. Once you're in Mixamo, you have to go to upload character, and you can see that you can import FBX, OBJ, or a zip file. So I'll go to select character, and it is evil export here. So I'll export the character. It will take like a few seconds for the character to export, and if everything is okay, you will get your character up here. You can see the markers here. This is the new one I created. You just need one side because you can mirror the characters. Okay, and then you click on next. Now here you put your bones. So this is going to be the chin, this is going to be the groin. I'm going to do this real fast. You can spend some time to find, and then you can experiment with different positions and see which one works better. So, and then the other important thing is, if you see two chain fingers, so you'll have one thumb and all other fingers will have only one control, or you need a character with 4 fingers, otherwise it will not work. Okay, so I'm going to use 2 chains and then click on next, and it's going to do the rigging job for us. All right, so it will take a minute for the software to create the rig and skin the character, and this takes like a lot of time for rigging the character and skinning it. Of course, whatever the rigging and skinning you do here does not really work well back in Maya, but it works very well for these default poses and animations that you can get. So you can see that within few seconds the character is rigged and ready to accept different animations. All right, so we'll click on next here, and because this is an evil character, the fantasy animation sequences look quite well. So one of them is this, where the character is walking sideways, and the other one is this, where the character is just crouching. And then there are a few settings here which you can work with. So I'm just going to use the basic ones and download this, and then I'm going to download this. So if you click on download, you will get some options, and then I'm just going to use all the default ones and download the file. All right, and then you can then select the other one and then download the file as well. So once that is done, you go back to Maya, and then we'll open a new file. Again, go to file, import, and you can see that this is the one which I downloaded today, so I'll import it, and now you get your character with animation. Okay, so you can see that, and then if you hit the 6 key, because we already have our texture maps, everything looks good. Uh, if you select the whole thing, all the bones are selected. You can see there are 55 frames. So I'll create a new layer and name this bones, and then I can hide the bones. Okay, and then we need to get rid of these markers, and we also have this neck which can be deleted if you don't want. Okay, but I'll leave it there. I think it doesn't bother me much. Then once this is done, we can play the animation and see how it looks. Okay, now we will add a camera. So go to create camera. Okay, panel perspective camera, and then we'll go to render settings, and we will give this a name. So I start with, because we have two, I'll say a evil a, I'll just say AC and BC. EXR, because we are going to add AOVs which will only work with EXR file. Okay, so it creates a denoised file. Then we're going to use file name extension is going to name, number, and extension, and the frame padding is going to be 2 because we have less than 100 frames. If we have more than 100, it will be the frame padding of 3. If you have 1000 frames, it will be 4. Okay, so here you can see that it's going to be AC01 to AC55. If the frame padding is 3, it will be AC001. Alright, but everything else looks good. The output is going to be a square for me. You can have something else, but 720 by 720 work well. You can go to view, camera settings, resolution gate, so you can see what is getting rendered, and then you can place your camera the way you want it. And what I felt was, if I have the camera like this, then the character comes into the camera, so it looks kind of cool. Zoom out a little bit. So okay, so rotation of 90 and 0. Okay, very simple character, camera, nothing major. Okay, so it really comes onto the screen, so which I like. Why did this peel off? I don't want it to peel off here, and then it's difficult to put it back also. Let's say restore. Alright, anyway, so this looks good. Now we will add a plane, scale the plane big, and we will reduce these numbers to say 5 and 1. Okay, it's along the camera, so go to vertex mode, select this line, move it up, select the other line, move it like this, select the third line, move it back, and the whole thing can move back. Alright, now go to modeling, mesh, smooth, and subdivisions of 2. So it is smooth now. Alright, looks good. So it is basically edit, delete by type, history. So you get this, then you can make it white or leave it gray. This is what we are going to get. So we need to add lights. So go to Arnold, lights, and simply a sky dome. Okay, and then if you look at render settings, it is going to be saved in Maya images AC01. And what I'll do is just check how this looks. So one, Maya has a major bug, and if I render this one image, it looks very weird when it renders here, but it looks nice in the denoise option. So if I go to render sequence with just one image, okay, and then we'll go here and see AC01 and AC01 denoise. So denoise option is what we need, and this is how it looks. So it has shadows and side view. So if you go back to Maya, and we will see how it looks. Say frame number 42, render settings 42 and 42, and go to, and then we will select the sky dome, window. Where did the sky dome go? Sky dome. All right, we'll add a HDR image to the sky dome, and I will use this wide street. Okay, so go to render sequence. You can see now you don't even see the character. This is very strange. I don't know why Maya does that. But if you open the same file, it should be 42, AC42 denoise. Okay, and then you can see how the lighting looks. So I have no clue why it looks like this. 7, and I cannot even select that option. Window outliner, sky dome. And you can rotate the sky dome to change the way the light is. How can I see the light? Okay, so you can now rotate and then see how the shadow should fall. Alright, so this looks good. So render sequence, then you get the final look here. We'll open that denoise. Okay, so that's how your final look is going to be. So you can render these out. And the other thing I wanted to show you is, now that everything is done, the rendering and lighting all setup is good, you can just simply import another file. So the other one which I did was the standing React import, and simply it will update. Okay, and then what you can do is you can simply select the light uh, and then you can also go to window outliner and shift select your sky dome, go to edit group, and then you can rotate it. Okay, and then you can move around things to get the way you want it. Okay, and then you'll have to delete these and then render this again. So you can have many movies and then put it all together, and this is what I got with my final showed you before. Okay, so you can mix all of these together and get nice animation. So that's about it. Thank you very much.